be very careful about the use of words. So for this, it is important that you have proper dictionaries. I recommend that try to, especially, I mean, this, it's in 2 volumes, and this one, see, it's the New Lexicon Webster's Dictionary, encyclopedic edition. That means the advantage is that when you try to just find out about why some Americans use anti instead of anti. For example, they say anti-aircraft. So, although we normally use anti-aircraft fire. So, while trying to find anything about A, you can also come across words like Aurangzeb, sir, Aurangzeb, the last Mughal emperor. So from that point of view, this dictionary is extremely helpful. You must have an Oxford dictionary also, preferably this one. Preferably one with sound. And there is a reason for this. Take a look at this book, The Godfather Doctrine. And it's only about 50 pages, and I do hope you find time to read this. This will change your outlook. This will also change the way you look at the present world of today. The Godfather Doctrine is so important because it deals with the Italian mafia. And right today, during COVID-19, the Italian mafia, if you read, they've started moving towards those areas where maximum Italians died. And they've started giving free food to the Italians so that they will use them at a later stage. So, the one reason was the word doctrine. Now, if you're listening to various anchors in Pakistan media, you'll find that most of them, some very famous ones, pronounce it as doctrine. Now, this is completely wrong. The correct pronunciation, whether it's American English or British English, the correct pronunciation is doctrine, not doctrine. And this is what is the problem here, that people, they are changing the English language to another language of their own, rather more related to, of course, when they use something, 2 English words, breaking news in Urdu, but still they haven't destroyed the pronunciation. But to use doctrine as doctrine is completely unforgivable. Now we come to another very important subject, and this, the style book I referred to earlier, you'll find this a complete list of British and American words. This is very important because we tend to travel very much unlike before. So when suddenly we find ourselves in the USA and we are using a particular word, and everyone, they look at you in a manner as if they can't understand what you're trying to say. For example, to take the word route, you say the route to Scotland. Now, route is spelled R-O-U-T-E and pronounced as route in British English. But in American English, though the spelling is the same, but it's pronounced as route. So unless you say route, they will never understand what you're trying to say. So this is why the great dramatist Bernard Shaw once said that England and America are 2 countries separated by the same language. For example, we keep on saying air hostess. Now, air hostess is British. The American is flight attendant. Similarly, the word truck. We use it all the time, truck, truck, truck. But truck in British English becomes lorry. Then the word potato chips. We use this so often, potato chips, but the Americans don't say chips at all. They call it, they use the word French fries. And I remember how people in Saudi Arabia, for example, I had a colleague by the name of Mr. French. And once I told the student, go and ask Mr. French to come here. And he comes, he associated French with fries only, because in Saudi Arabia, there's all restaurants, you find the menu just says French fries. So he comes and tells me, I'm sorry, sir, Mr. Fries is not available. Similarly, the hood of a car, hood, becomes a car bonnet in British English. The trunk becomes car boot. Now the accelerator, which we tend to use more often here, is British. The American is gas pedal. Similarly, everywhere when you go to USA, on the streets you'll find the word muffler, muffler. You then come to know that they use the word muffler instead of car silencer. We tend to use silencer, which is British. Now another word, it's very common, it has also become in Urdu. For example, the British word is aluminium, aluminium, aluminium. So in Urdu it's aluminium. But in America, it's said aluminum. The word I-U-M becomes U-M. There is no I. So this is the difference. And we all know the difference between check and check. The American check does not have Q. This is just C-H-E-C-K. While the British check, which we use, is C-H-E-Q-U-E. So, as I said, check, the book that I referred to, and find out a complete, we'll have a complete list of American words and words used in England with the same meaning. There'll be slight difference in pronunciation at times.